Hey fellas, it's going on 5 on December 31st, New Year's Eve, and we're about 60 degrees in the garage, and my Christmas present is starting to warm us up in here. So, let me grab one of these. Let me set you guys down here, and we'll talk for a little bit. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Happy New Year to everybody out there. I hope your 2016 is far better than your 2015. And I'm in for the night. I won't go down to the strip to amateur hour by no stretch of the imagination. It's going to be like about 28 degrees down there tonight too, with a slight wind, with a slight breeze blowing, so that's it. Kenny, Street Rider 100, was here at the beginning of the month in December. He spent an afternoon here in the garage, and we were just shooting shit all over the place, talking about different things. And Anthony, he finally got to try one of your beers, and he apparently, I think he liked it. He didn't mention anything, but I would assume that. So, let's see. As of right now, I have 388 subscribers. When I get to 400, I'll have a raffle for a collectible Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Dale Jr. cooler. In the coming weeks, I'll do a video. Oh, the clock's going. We'll let that go. In the coming weeks, I'll do a video on the cooler to show everybody what it's like, and we'll go from there. My understanding, and I could be wrong, but it was a cool one-time deal, and it was only given to liquor store owners as a promotional item type thing, and there's very few of these out there. So we'll see when I get to 400. Now that I got heat back into the garage, I'll be getting back on the Camaro. We've had unseasonably East Coast weather, I will call it, and I think the East Coast has been having our weather. We have been down freezing probably for the last 3 weeks at night, a high in the 40s where we're usually up in the 50s, just on that. So now that I got heat back in here, we'll be working more on the car. I got working on the interior, getting it ready, and then the month of March will be totally devoted on getting this thing ready to paint, and I plan on, hoping if the weather goes with me, plan on shooting it in April. In the last video I made, I said I was cleaning off my computer hard drive, and I found a whole bunch of pictures that I was doing on the car. You guys got to understand that when I first started doing the car, my brother Jerry back in Illinois was very interested in what I was doing on it, so I would take still shots, 35 millimeter pictures of it, and send them off to him, and he'd sit there and look and see what the weekend's progress was and everything else, and he'd go from there. Hold on. So then I found YouTube, and I found to be better that I could sit there and tape some of the stuff and do it, and that's how my channel started, was just primarily back in the beginning was for my brother Jerry to sit there and see what I was doing on it. So when cleaning off the hard drive and I found all these pictures, I decided that I'll put a slideshow together with all these pictures showing you from day one from the car, and I did a little bit of it, and now we're picking up back in the year of 2006. Now let's give it a little history on the car. I got the Camaro on October 21st, 2001, and for about 2 to 3 years it sat at a friend's house in his driveway, covered up. And at that time I was doing a Corvette in here, and I had to get that out and sold and done before I could bring the Camaro in. So during that time I was stockpiling parts. I had a 68 327 block, 2-bolt main block. that I pulled out of a 68 Impala. It had like about 98,000 miles on it. I had a set of 202 Camelback heads that were completely gone through, and a valve job was done, so they were fresh. I picked up a 68 Muncie 4-speed, close ratio 4-speed, and the complete bell housing clutch setup and everything with the Z-bar and all that. And I was in process looking for a 12-bolt rear end and a few other items. Well, in 2006, my father passed away, and all the work on the Camaro just stopped right then and there. It was my dad who got me into this. I think I was 11 or 12 years old, and we pulled the 283 out of my mom's 59 Chevy station wagon, and I sat on the garage floor while he disassembled it, cleaned it up, explaining everything to me. He did just freshen up the motor, and he put it back in that weekend, and he did all this in a weekend, and I was right behind him the whole time. So that's what gave me the bug and gave me the fever. So I had to stop on the Camaro to help my brother. It was my dad's estate. I flew out there, I think, twice, and spent 2 weeks out there cleaning out his house. He was a pack rat. Cleaning out his house and everything else, and getting it ready for us to sell it, us kids to sell it, and donating a whole bunch of stuff and everything. And I think my sisters wanted to have a garage sale, and if I remember correctly, and all that. So we went through that. So that was about a year and a half later. I get an inheritance check in the mail. Now, it wasn't a really big check, and it wasn't really a small check. And I thought for a minute, you know, I could save the money, I can invest it, I can do whatever, but why not do the Camaro the way I wanted to do it? And that was with aftermarket subframe, 4-link in the back, everything. Why not? Let's take a little bit of this money and let's put it that direction. And that's what I did. So at the start of the video, you're going to see the Camaro up on jack stands, pushed to the side. My son's dirt bikes piled up against it, a whole bunch of stuff piled up against it. But I just picked up delivery of my order and all these parts I ordered, and that's where we're starting this one off. The engine's laying on the floor. The engine's on an engine rack, sitting on the floor on a dolly rack. All the height stuff is suspension stuff, subframe and everything was piled up against the car. The rear end was on. I had that on jack stands. All the other stuff was piled up on the tool bench with the Tremec 5-speed, everything. So that's where this is going to start. And that's the direction I decided to go with the car. I took all the parts that I had gathered up, the 68, 327, the 202 Camelback, and I put them all on eBay to at least gain some of the money back and everything else that I had on it, so I can, continue on with this. And so that's where it starts. I made comments along the way, and about the 13-minute mark in the video, you're going to see where we ran into some problems. Now, there's a lot of text there on one slide, so you might want to pause it and take your time to read it, because we ran into 2 problems in putting the wiring, the ramjet, stock GM ramjet wiring harness on it. So you might want to stop the video and read what the text that we put down there. But other than that, it's going to be probably long, about 20 minutes, and I hope you enjoy it. Again, Happy New Year. On a final note, I want to say happy birthday to a buddy of mine. I've known John ever since the 2nd grade, and how cool it is to have your birthday on New Year's Eve, where everybody parties on your birthday. So, John, happy birthday. I hope you have many more. And with that, I'm going to shut this off, and I'll download it, and so you guys will be able to see it. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody has a good evening and a good day tomorrow. Later, guys. Bye.